So factoring trinomials can be extremely scary. You're looking at a long equation here with 3 different parts. You don't even know where to begin. Well, there's a really easy trick to this. Basically, you're going to pick out just 2 numbers. And you're going to always end with this kind of expression. It's going to be this plus minus this. So actually it's x plus minus a number, and then x plus or minus another number. That's always going to be the format when you're factoring a trinomial. It's going to end up looking like this. It's going to be x plus and minus a certain number, x plus or minus another number. And how it works with is this one is going to be 2 numbers, these 2 same numbers, added together is going to make this number. This number is going to be those 2 same numbers just multiplied together. So we're going to have to figure out what are those 2 numbers with this equation. So we're on to the process. So what you're going to want to do first, I would take some kind of color, and I'm going to put a triangle around this number. And I'm going to take blue, I'm going to put it around the 5x. I'm going to factor this number. You're going to find 2 number combinations that multiply together equal 6. So, one possibility is 1 times 6. Another one is 2 times 3. 3 times 2, nope, it's the same thing. So we're going to end it there. On this side, you're going to find 2 numbers that added together equal 5. So you got 1 plus 4, and then you got 2 plus 3, and that's it. After you hit this stage, you're going to look at which 2 sides have the exact same 2 numbers. Well, these 2 are the same number, and these 2 are the same number. And in shorthand, your answer would just be, you're going to take this 2, and you're going to take the 3, it's going to go x plus 2 times x plus 3. And you're actually completely done. That's it. That's the trick of having it if you have nothing in front of this x squared, is just to find the 2 numbers that equal 5, and then those same 2 numbers that if you multiply them together, they would give you 6. So you could check your answer in 2 ways. One, you could kind of just give it a visual. So 2 plus 3 is 5, okay, and it's positive, so yeah, that works. And then you go over here and you're like, all right, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, that checks out. You could do it that way. Or your second way is you could actually use a distributive property to figure out if it's right. So the first thing you would want to do is start with the first x. You bounce over here. X times x is x squared. Then you take this x and you go to the 3. X times 3 is 3x. Okay. Then you're going to go to this 2. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 3 is 6. Now, you're going to want to combine this 3x and 2x because they're like terms. They both just have one x attached to them. So you go x squared plus 5x plus 6. And so we're going to try this one next. Now, I always recommend starting with factoring this guy first. You know that two numbers multiplied together are going to have to equal 20. So we could start with 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 3 does not go evenly, and then you got 4 times 5. Then you're going to go look at this guy. You know that there's two numbers out of these three possibilities that one pair added together is going to equal 9x. 1 plus 20, no. These two, no, because even if you subtract like 10, no. But 4 and 5. That equals 9. So then you got your two numbers. You got 4 and 5, 4 and 5. And your answer becomes so you got your answer and you want to see if it actually does work out and it equals what your previous equation was. Alright, so we're on to the next one. Now, we got this minus here. So there's a different rule we're going to have to follow. But, always start by factoring this. So, it's a positive, so you know whatever numbers that are going to be multiplied together, they're going to be two negatives, or they're going to be two positives to get a positive 18. So let's just put numbers down for now. So we got 1 times 18. 2 times 18. Oops. Just kidding. 9 times 18. And then 3 times 6. 4, 5. Nope, that's it. So those are your ones. Then we're going to come over to this side. There's going to be two numbers together that are equal negative 11. So we're going to look at these. So 1 plus 18, it's not going to work because that'll be 19. Negative 1 plus 18 would be 17. So whatever way you manipulate these numbers, it's not going to be this. There's no way to get a negative 11 out of those two numbers. What about this? 2 and 9. Well, we want a negative. So what if we did negative 2 plus negative 9. So you owed someone $2, and then you also owed that same person another $9. So negative 2 plus negative 9 actually equals negative 11. So we got our two numbers. And if you wanted to check this, if you did negative 3 plus negative 6, it would be negative 9, not a negative 11. So, you're going to go with these negatives. So, x minus 2, x minus 9. Now, if you add these together, you're going to get negative 11. If you multiply negative 2 and negative 9 together, you get positive 18. So that's your answer. So our next one has two negatives. And how do you get a negative number? The only way you could get a negative number multiplying is if you have one negative times one positive. Remember, because two positives would make a positive number, two negatives multiplied together would make a negative number, but one positive and one negative will get you a negative product. So, let's just start putting down some numbers that factor together would be 12. We got 1 times 12 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. So the way I kind of do it when I know that two numbers together are going to make a negative number, it's usually the bigger of the two that is going to be negative. So if you did combine these any which way you wanted to, you would never get negative 4. I mean, just think about it. If it was negative 12 plus 1, that'd be negative 11. If it was negative 1 plus 12, well, that would just be 11. So that's not going to be it. Now, if you went here and you did negative 3 plus 4, well, that would be positive 1. Negative 4 plus 3, that would just be 1. Not going to be this. Right? So how do we use these two numbers to get negative 4? Like I said, the biggest trick is to see that if it's a negative, it's probably the bigger number that's going to be negative. So what if we did negative 6 plus 2? You owed someone $6, or you owed someone $6 and then you got $2, you're going to only owe them 4. So your answer is going to be, take that number, x minus 6, x plus 2. Negative 6 times 2, that's negative 12. Now again, one of these numbers are going to multiply together is going to be a negative. That's how you get a negative product. But if you look over here, whatever those two numbers are, you're going to get a positive 4. So that means that the bigger number is most likely going to be a positive number. By most likely meaning it is going to be a positive number. So let's start factoring this guy and see what numbers we get. Negative 21 plus 1. If we did that. Negative 21 plus 1. Well, that would give us negative 20. That doesn't make sense because the bigger number should be a positive to get a positive middle number. So we're going to erase that. So, and if we did 21 minus, or plus minus, that would give us positive 20. So that's not going to work. So, it's obviously not this. So we're left with this. Well, if I did negative 7 plus 3, that would give us negative 4. And remember, it's usually the big number. The bigger number, that's going to be the positive one. So, it's probably 7 plus negative 3. So you got 7, you took away 3, because another way of saying this is actually, that's 4. That's a positive 4. So the answer is now if you want to check this, you just look. 7 minus 3, 4. Positive 7 times negative 3, negative 21. And you're done.